Well, let's do a quick review here of the neuroglia, or the glial cells. We'll look at the CNS neuroglia and the PNS neuroglia. Okay, let's start with the CNS neuroglia. Let's look at astrocytes. What are astrocytes? Astrocytes are the star-shaped cells, and they are half of the brain tissue, and they keep the neurons in contact with their blood supply, or capillaries. In addition, they control the chemical environment of the brain by mopping up leaked ions. So here we can certainly see their role in supporting the neurons. Next, let's take a look at the oligodendrocytes. And here we can see that they wrap around the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord and produce myelin sheaths. And myelin is a fatty insulation covering of the nerve cells, which allows for the electrical signal to transmit faster. Now remember, in the PNS, we should think about Schwann cells as creating the myelin, whereas here in the CNS it's the oligodendrocytes. Next, let's talk about the microglia. The microglia are the spider-like phagocytes, or white blood cells, and they dispose of debris like dead brain cells and bacteria. And finally, in the CNS, let's talk about the ependymal cells. The ependymal cells function as neuroglia, as they line the cavities of the brain and spinal cord, and they circulate cerebral spinal fluid by beating their cilia. The cerebral spinal fluid fills the space the brain does not take up and forms a protective cushion around the brain and spinal cord. This is another one that's very easy to remember. And next, let's talk about the PNS, the neuroglia in the PNS. We have Schwann cells and satellite cells. So what about those neurolemmocytes, or the Schwann cells? As we were saying, they form the myelin sheath in the peripheral nervous system, not the nerves in the CNS. Then we'll be talking about oligodendrocytes. Then we have the satellite cells, which protect the neuron cell bodies, which is where the nucleus of the cell is found. So the neuroglia in the PNS, which for protection is the satellite sites. But what are the neuroglia in the CNS for protection? They are the microglia. So there we have it.